Oh yeah. Oh yes. Welcome to yet another week, Mr. Lion. The way I see it. Sorry for such a long break, but you know when you're trying to do something uplifting, the devil always finding a way to try to distort it. So now I have to do everything this on a computer, and I'm back now, brand new webcam and all that good stuff. So everything should be in HD. Yes, high definition. This week we are talking about abuse, and you know there are a lot of different types of abuse. So today we are going to talk about abuse and what's your responsibility when you see or you hear about abuse. They go keep their money, I go keep my honey and die with my dignity. Die with my dignity, singing Sandra. Words, I tell you, words to the wise is sufficient enough. And of course, I always say the Calypsonians and the Calypsos, the good ones, are the people's spokesman. Abuse. Now, for me, the people that abuse, the abusers, they have no respect for human dignity. You hear me? They have no respect for human dignity. That's why they abuse. So I don't even have respect for them. Now, what is your and my responsibility when we find out or when we see abuse taking place? Do we just turn a blind eye and walk away and say, oh, it's not my business? What if it's not your business? What is your business? If you claim to be somebody, a child of God, somebody who is trying to live positive in society and see abuse, what do you do? Ask yourself that question. To just turn away and say, oh boy, that is not my business. Them could handle the thing for themselves. How will they, if they could handle it for themselves, there would not be abuse. It could be a child. So think of that child of being your child. If your child is abused, what will you do? Somebody you wouldn't even call the cops. You'll want to handle it for yourself. If it's your mother that is being abused, your brother, your sister, think of it as it's part of your family that is in the situation being abused. And then, if you put yourself in the shoe, you might put up and say, oh, I will do that, I will do that. So it's your responsibility when you see and know of abuse. If it's report it to the authorities. If you cannot let it stick. You cannot be the point of saying, if I had known, I would have done that. So abuse. And let me talk to you mothers. You mothers who have your children, whether it's girls and boys, and bring in a stepfather in the house and having them abuse your child, and when your child come and tell you that so-so is abusing me, you tell the child that they are lying and they're not talking the truth, and giving the person you brought into the house all the props, and not believing your children in the name of love. Say you love that person and they're abusing your child and you ain't saying nothing. You better wise up. Wise up yourself and make sure and let people believe that you have a brain that functions in your head. Abuse is real. And people who are abused from an early age, you rob them of their innocence, you rob them of their dignity, you rob them of their self-esteem, you rob of who they are, because then they start to think that they are nobody and they have to do all kind of nonsense and all kind of thing to be somebody looking for attention. because you, their mother or their father, did not give them the attention they need when there was abuse. You turn a blind eye. You turn your back on them. So I'm not going to talk about all the different types of abuse. We know they exist. But you, what do you do? What do I do? What is my responsibility when I know there is abuse going on? When I know there is abuse taking place? Dignity. You know what it is to rob a child of his innocence from an early age? They won't trust nobody because the people that they trust when they were young turn against them because they are vulnerable. They're weak. An abuser, a coward, as I will call them. Pick on somebody your own size. Why you had to pick on somebody who is weak? Pick on somebody your own size. Somebody who could bust your head and somebody who could stand up to you. Yes, somebody who have a hard back just like you. Stand up to them and try to abuse them. No. So I'm going to tell you, it's a serious thing. It's happening today. It's been happening, but it's more prevalent today. So I want you to open your eyes, open your ears, open your hearts. And when you know of the abuse, please do not stick. Do not turn a blind eye. But take up a responsibility to ensure that it stops, to ensure that it doesn't continue, to ensure that you save the life of a child, to ensure that you save the life of a mother, to ensure you save the life of a brother and a sister. Put yourself in the abused position. And to you, the people who abuse, and you might think you're doing it in quiet and people don't know about it. You are a coward. You are a coward. I wouldn't tell you I don't like you, because God said to love everyone. But your ways, I hate it. It sickens me from deep within. And you got to change it. If you ain't change it today, you will end up in prison and somebody will abuse you, and then you will know what it feels like. Then you will know what it feels like to rob somebody of their innocence, to rob somebody of their dignity, to rob somebody of who they are. Abuse, we could talk about it from now until whenever. But I just hope that you know today that you have a responsibility to talk up and to speak up to ensure that the abuse doesn't continue. This is it for today. Mr. Lion, the way I see it. Remember, share this video with your friends on Facebook, on iTunes, say it wherever, and make sure that the word gets around. And every week, look out for it. You can hit me up. You want me to come to talk to your group, talk to you, whatever, I will be there. Just hit me up, kidlion20@hotmail.com, KIDLION20@hotmail.com. Big up to Mr. John and Joe. They helped me with this video. Peace, Mr. Lion. I'm out. Whether they go keep their money, I go keep my honey and die with my dignity.